Hi everybody, this is just a quick introduction if you missed class, the live class session today, and what I'm going to be talking about is what it is that an animal behaviorist does, right? So one of the fundamental things I'd like you to understand as you take this course is just like, what does an animal behaviorist do, right? That's the title of the class. And so pretty quick, like Google search just calls up a nice page here that talks about animal behaviorists as a career and gives you a sense of kind of what animal behaviorists do. So if you read the introduction here, after the first paragraph where they just kind of introduce the general concept, they talk about how animal behaviorists usually specialize in working with a certain type of animal, right? It could be fish or birds or large animals or livestock or pets, or they may focus on a specific behavior like hunting behavior or mating behavior, and they'll study many different animals that engage in that behavior to better understand it. They're concerned primarily with how things, many things that influence the behavior, like hormones or hunger or the presence of a predator or weather, and what we can understand about animals as a result of learning about what influences their behavior. There's kind of 4 questions that animal behaviorists ask. So if you look here, the 4 bulleted points, we can ask questions about what causes the behavior. What is the developmental trajectory? So that just basically means like, when does an animal begin doing a behavior? Does it require learning to do the behavior? What are the behaviors that make it possible to happen in the first place if you have to learn it? They ask questions about the function of a behavior. So they see an animal doing something and they try to determine what an animal gets by doing it. And they consider the evolutionary history of a behavior. So can we understand how a behavior benefited animals in the past so that we understand why it's present today? Even behaviors that might seem difficult to understand, like why does that happen, have an evolutionary past, and unraveling that is part of what an animal behaviorist does. So we have kind of 2 things here that an animal behaviorist does. They start by just observing behavior, right? Whether they're studying a specific animal and what they do, or whether they're studying a type of behavior and many different kinds of animals doing it, or they try to ask questions about the behavior. And oftentimes they do those 2 things together. But there's kind of a third part that's not in this on this web link that's on your page here. Third thing animal behaviorists do, which is using the behavior of animals to answer some other question, a question that may not be about that animal's specific behavior, but instead that by studying this animal's behavior, they can learn something bigger about the environment or maybe about humans. So a lot of times in this class, we'll look at ways people have studied animals and used that to better understand humans, right? So, or in the video you're about to watch, we'll see how studying bees' behavior can help us better understand the quality of an ecosystem. So that's animal behaviorists. They observe things, they observe behaviors, they ask questions about the behaviors, and then they try to answer questions about other things using the behavior of animals. Thanks, guys.